Hello good people, this is FisherTwelve and we have another exciting Call of Duty esports video for you guys today, as always, and today we're talking about the Call of Duty Championship once again. This past weekend were the North American Online Qualifiers, so I wanted to recap the results of those, specifically the US qualifiers, and then give maybe a preview of the regional championships coming up in March, and then share some insight on a few of the teams as we look towards the actual champs event. So this past weekend, over 1,000 teams competed in the first US qualifier on Saturday, plus a bunch more that following on Sunday. Now, this is just an insane number to me, because I don't think this many teams competed last year, and this is nearly 10 times the number of professional sports teams that we have in America. Now, granted, this is an online tournament, and not all these teams are professional, but I think it's great to see the increased activity in the competitive scene, just, generally speaking. Now, out of these 1,000 plus teams, only 24 of them actually move on to regionals. That's only 2.4% of teams. That's not even 3% of teams that entered this tournament are going to qualify to move on to the next round. And then even less than that are actually going to qualify out of regionals to the final championship. But I just wanted to go through the list of 24 teams that did actually end up qualifying from the United States qualifier this past weekend. Now, those teams are Optic Gaming, Strictly Business, Team Envious, FaZe Black, Prophecy, Optic Nation, Team Revenge, Denial, Stunner, Rise Nation, XGN, FaZe Red, Team Caliber, Automatic Reload, I should say, Dominant T1, or Dominant T1, however you want to pronounce that, Orbit, Effortless, Threes Up Nation, Ray Swag, Below Zero, Puron Esports, ISO Echo, and Guru, or Gurus, Guru $. So pretty much the typical fan favorites. Most teams from Season 1 qualified for this regional event, and this regional qualifier is going to take place on March 8th to the 9th, and that's going to feature those 24 teams, plus another 8 coming from Mexico and Canada for a complete 32-team battle royale. Now, out of those 32 teams, 14 of them will qualify and move on to the $1 million Call of Duty Championship Finals. Now, here is the bracket for the North American Regional Championship. I think this was made by Ricky, so this is obviously subject to change till the actual event happens. This is a very tentative bracket as it's coming from inside the community. It's not coming from the tournament officiaries or anything like that. And this is, of course, based off seeding. This isn't based off pro points or anything like that, or Season 1. It has nothing to do with that. This is strictly seeds. And since the top 14 teams out of this bracket are going to advance on, that means you only need 2 wins in the winner's bracket to advance. So let's take just Optic, for example. If they beat Team MFAM and then beat the winner of Dominant or Dominant T1 and Below Zero, that's it. They move on, they make it to the national championships, no question, GG's. And for that reason, I expect most of the Season 1 teams to qualify and blow right through the lesser-known teams. I don't want to get into the predictions too much just because I'm saving that for another video, but there are a few interesting matchups that I want to highlight that I think will be great showdowns if they do end up happening. So the first one is Prophecy and Envious. I'm curious to see how Mbos' pickup team does, because typically his pickup team does extremely well, far better than people expect. And I'm also curious to see how the new Envy team performs on LAN, because I'm not really convinced that this new Envy team is better or the right players were traded from this Envy team prior to this LAN event, so I'm a little skeptical and curious to see how they're going to perform. And then there's the FaZe Red versus Optic Nation showdown, and this is rivalry at its finest. You have TP and Karma versus Aix, you have Killa versus Aix, you have Killa and Mirix, and kind of Karma too, versus Parasite. I think that this will definitely be the best matchup all weekend. And then just looking forward to seeing Denial play. I think I'm very curious about Denial just because that's a team that doesn't look like it will work on paper. It doesn't look like a very strong team on paper, but when you actually watch how they play, they are a very good team. They're a very high caliber team. They keep up with everyone. They really haven't missed a beat. Clayster has been performing out of his mind, all Advanced Warfare, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing Denial play as well on LAN. But all these matchups have me very much looking forward to the Regional Championship and then the Call of Duty Championship Finals after that. But make sure to let me know in the comments down below who you guys want to see win champs. The whole shebang I'm talking about. My early pick is going to be FaZe Red, or FaZe Mint as they're going by right now. But that is going to do it for the video that I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter at FisherTwelve, same as the channel name. There'll be a link down in the description alongside a link to my live stream over at twitch.tv/FisherTwelve. I live stream Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.